This is a story about connections between people, between cultures, even between animals. For a determined panda expert like Ho Rong, those connections can be full of surprises. Ho Rong is the director of research at the Chengdu Panda Base in China's Sichuan province. She's responsible for the country's largest population of captive-born pandas. These cubs are just 2 months old, too young to even crawl.
Hey, 小乖乖。
Ho Rong and her colleagues used new techniques that led to the birth of over 200 baby pandas.
起来了，起来了。
She's known as the Panda Mom.
OK， 我看下你的爪爪。看你这只爪爪怎么样？怎么样？
I've dedicated my life to the conservation of giant pandas. A healthy captive population can help save wild pandas from extinction.
很好，很好。
For such a famous animal, very little is actually known about wild pandas. Giant pandas are the oldest and most endangered species of all living bears. They once roamed across much of ancient China. For thousands of years, kingdoms and dynasties rose and tumbled. And people transformed the landscape for their own use. The loss of their habitat pushed pandas higher and higher into these mountains. Today, there are fewer than 2,000 giant pandas in the wild, scattered in small groups and isolated from each other by rugged terrain and human development. The lack of genetic diversity is an added danger to their long-term survival. Ho Rong hopes her cubs can help increase the wild population and expand their gene pool. They've been carefully bred for a special mission: to be a panda force in the battle against extinction. Ho Rong's dream is to start the next phase of her program and release some of these cubs into the wild. The cubs' mothers were also born at the panda base. They don't have the experience to help them go wild. So Ho Rong will look elsewhere for help. Her search will lead her across the world to the small American town of Lyme, New Hampshire, and the home of Papa Bear.
Yeah, what a good boy. What a good boy.
Ben Killam takes in orphaned black bear cubs and returns them to the wild. Black bears are the most common of all bear species, but each one has its own personality. These little orphans are only 10 weeks old.
You want to climb out? You want to come up and see me? Yeah, that wasn't so hard, was it?
At this age, they sleep most of the day. But when they're hungry, they turn into little monsters.
Ben and his family provide constant care and affection. If you think having kids is hard, try raising 3 bears in your house.
Come on, guys, let's go for a walk.
Once spring arrives, the cubs move out of the house, and Ben takes them for long walks in the woods.
Come on, good kid. Come on, guys. Let's go up to the pond. When I was a boy, come on, I had trouble learning in school. As I grew up, I realized I just had a different way of seeing the world. I could read nature the way other people read books.
Want to go for a swim?
Ben's method is simple. Build trust, then provide security and opportunity for the cubs to explore.
I don't teach bears how to be bears. The knowledge is already inside them. Come on, let's go home.
Next summer, this little troop will break up, and the bears will be returned to the forests of New England. Ben has successfully released over 150 bears. Ho Rong was introduced to Ben by her friends at the Global Cause Foundation. She came to New Hampshire to see if he and his black bears could help her pandas.
Watch out, guys, watch out. Welcome.
By your experience, which age is better to use this method?
Well, the younger ones are the only ones we can do the method with.
Okay.
Of walking that would be comparable to the what we could do with pandas. And because all of your pandas don't have the experience
Yes.
with their mothers either.
Yeah.
The best model for Horong's pandas is a bear named Squirty.
Squirty was one of the first cubs I ever raised. She was a tiny little thing, but she had a big, bossy personality.
Ben brings Horong to his study site to demonstrate how the trust you develop with young bears can last long after they go wild. Squirty is a wild bear now. She's 22 years old and has raised over 20 of her own cubs.
Hi, Squirty.
Hi, Scotty.
Yeah, you're a good girl. Squirty lets me put a tracking collar around her neck. But I have to be careful. She's still a boss.
Ben and Squirty have changed each other's lives. He gave her the chance to thrive. And in return, she's been his guide into the world of wild black bears. Ben's experience with Squirty guided his work with all the bears that followed.
Wow.
Wow, you gonna let us come in? Huh? Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
The cubs are comfortable around Ben, but not strangers.
Yeah? Hi there. Hi there. Can I play hide and seek with you? Hmm? Hi there. Hi there. Hi there. Yeah? What a pretty girl. What a pretty girl. Hi, guys. I remember all you guys.
Okay. Hey, hello.
I was touched by Ben and his love for the bears. They accept him like he is also a bear.
That's a bluff charge, but it's not a really highly emotional bluff charge. The intensity of the bluff charge shows the emotion of the bear.
At first, I was skeptical of Ben's method. Once I saw it with my own eyes, I knew it was the best way to help our pandas.
Horong invites Ben to collaborate. They'll combine his experience and her knowledge to chart a new way forward. Pandas inspire a frenzy of adoration around the world and especially at home in China. They are the King Kong of cute. And it takes a special person to see the real bear behind the icon. Ben and Horong selected Jake Owens, an American biologist, to move to China and help adapt Ben's method to pandas. Playtime is an essential part. It's how young animals bond, and a relationship formed now can last a lifetime. The next scientist to join the team was Biwen Lei. He's from a small village in Inner Mongolia. His friends call him Xiao Bi.
Yeah. Some noodles gone?
Yeah, right, it's a noodle one. You can try.
Working with giant pandas is my dream, and I can't wait to get started.
This one?
Introducing any captive animal to the wild is risky. The team's first step is to pick the right panda. They have to choose carefully.
What do you think about these three compared to the other group?
Those three guys playing all the time.
We assess the cubs for qualities that will help them survive in the wild. Climbing ability, curiosity, and courage. We need cubs that will follow, so we can take them for walks in the forest, just like Ben.
Following is good. Fighting?
My head.
Not so much.
Ooh, ow. Even little pandas bite hard. Their jaws are built to crush bamboo. I got my neck. Wild pandas must survive cold winters. So we brought in snow to see how they respond.
You never know what surprises they'll encounter in the wild. And in the battle of panda versus snowman, there can be only one winner.
Hey, buddy.
The team settled on a little cub called Qian Qian. She's about to trade the comforts of Panda Base for a walk on the wild side.
As a scientist, I usually just observe animals. Now my role is to make friends with a panda and head out together on a new adventure.
The team brings Qian Qian to Panda Valley, where she can begin training for her new life.
Mama, look at the mountain. Papa, look at the sea. Mama, look at the mountain. Papa, look at the sky. I'm going up there. I'm going up there. Who's coming with me? You know me.
She does. Come back. She does play. Who's that? Wow.
Now Qian Qian is about to experience nature for the very first time. Pandas explore with their nose, investigating every new scent. there's a whole new world to discover. And this is just the beginning. With every step, Qian Qian is discovering her true identity. And learning what it's like to be a real panda.
Come on. Come on. Let's go. There you are. Hey. You found a nice little spot, huh? Found a nice little spot. Hey. Hey. Good job. You're a good climber.
1 year later, Qian Qian is almost 2 years old and getting hard to handle. She already weighs 120 pounds, so playtime is no game.
Jiu-jitsu is really similar to wrestling with a panda. It's all about weight and leverage. Training helps me escape if I have to.
Yeah? Yeah? There he is. What? What?
Qian Qian has outgrown this phase of her life, and it's time for her to climb a real mountain.
God, you're big. Yeah. Oh. Damn.
Qian Qian moves with Jake and Xiaobi to a new home at the Ping Nature Reserve. Here, Qian Qian will live in a 50-acre enclosure while she adapts to the wild environment. Ping is real panda habitat, full of natural bamboo. Wild pandas live in the mountains, just beyond the fence. For the first few days, Jake escorts Qian Qian around the enclosure so she can explore her new home. In exchange for small pieces of apple, Qian Qian lets Jake and Xiaobi adjust her GPS collar. The collar will be their lifeline to Qian Qian once she goes wild.
It's okay. You're okay.
It's okay. Come on.
It's
The
just this.
color.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
There you are. Come on, get this. Ah.
Giant pandas have developed a special feature, a wrist bone that acts like a thumb to help them hold bamboo. Qian Qian needs to eat over 50 pounds of bamboo each day.
Oh my god, just like a ball. Right. Oh, come on.
Some people say pandas are lazy. The truth? They're just masters of energy efficiency.
I hope that you say some good morning. You know how to say?
早上好。
早上好. Alright.
During our time together, Xiaobi has become an excellent field biologist.
What we are doing now? Do you know how to say in Chinese?
爬箱.
Right.
When my work is done here, I hope he runs this project for many years. Our relationship with Qian Qian is changing. She's more independent, and that's good.
A few months later, Qian Qian is a healthy and shapely giant panda.
Reach back about you a little bit. What?
She's ready for a world without fences. After 2 years together, the big day arrives. Jake leads Qian Qian out into the wild for the very first time. The safety of the enclosure was now behind her. Jake and Xiaobi followed Qian Qian every day. She led them through dense bamboo, climbing higher and higher up the mountain into prime panda habitat. She was in bamboo heaven.
Hey, we see Qian Qian. Look, look,
Oh,
look,
okay.
look, look, wait, watch.
3 months later, Qian Qian is still thriving in the wild. So Jake prepares for a rare trip home to see his family in America.
I was home when I received the worst possible news. An alert from Qian Qian's collar. She hadn't moved in 24 hours. I felt sick. I was so far away at the moment she needed me most.
Xiaobi and Ho Rong headed out with a search party. Jake left for China right away. They hacked their way through dense forest for 2 days and nights. The signal led them to a towering tree. Xiaobi is terrified of heights, but he climbed all the way to the top.
Qian Qian. Come on, Qian Qian.
Qian Qian was injured, but alive.
Come on, Qian Qian.
She was scared and dehydrated. Xiaobi gave her water, mixed with medicine and honey. After 5 days, she felt safe enough to climb down.
Come on, Qian. Good girl.
She had bite wounds that became infected.
Qian Qian trusted Xiaobi, and he saved her life. When I finally got there, I was shocked. She was so skinny. She wouldn't leave my side.
Once she was strong enough to travel, Qian Qian was sedated and carried out.
She's doing all right. She's good.
I was so relieved she survived.
There we go. Good girl,
How's Chen Chen doing?
She's better. She's gained back almost 20 pounds now.
That relationship that you and Xiaobi have with her made all the difference. It made it possible to get her and bring her back from the wild.
As Qian Qian recovers, the challenge now is to move forward.
We all face adversity, humans and animals alike.
She still remembers you.
What's important is how we respond. Do we give up? Or do we get stronger?
And sometimes she just climb some big trees for fun, for interesting. So she's doing great there.
So she likes having you around. She responds to.
Yeah.
We are more committed than ever to see Qian Qian return to the wild. New cubs are born at Panda Base every year, and some will follow in Qian Qian's footsteps. We'll keep working to give them the future they deserve.
There you go.
Qian Qian has changed.
Okay. You
She's
okay?
more alert,
You okay?
more wary. She's more prepared for any danger she'll encounter.
When Qian Qian returns to the wild, she'll enter an environment that's changing for the better. In one important way. China is creating a new giant panda national park to connect the fragmented habitats and link the isolated panda groups.
There you go. It's hot.
One day, Qian Qian may be as successful as Squirty. When she's ready, she'll take us all into the world of wild pandas. It's up to her to take the next step.
And if she ever needs help again, whether it's in 5 years or 20, we'll be there.